Good morning, family and friends. This is Rob, the Sapper Gardener, representing Essayons Family Garden. And today we got not today, but we got a request to do a recipe, and we're going to do that today. But before we even start, I want to say Happy Memorial Day, a day that we give thanks to those who've fallen in defense of our country. So, Happy Memorial Day. And we're going to be doing a recipe. It's a bit of a Southern favorite, chocolate, gravy, and biscuits. So if you guys have not heard of it, it's exactly what it sounds. We're going to do a chocolate gravy mix, and we're going to serve it over some homemade biscuits. So let me show you the simple ingredients. So it's a very simple recipe, and this is just for the gravy. I think most people out there know how to cook biscuits, so we are going to show you what's going into our sausage gravy. We're going to use sugar, cocoa powder, and our recipe is a little different. Today, for the first time, we're going to use 1 cup regular whole milk, 1 cup coconut milk, and then we're going to use some butter and some flour. So I'll take you guys over to the stove and you can see exactly what we're working with. Say good morning, SK2. Good morning, SK2.
Good morning, SK2.
Okay.
Good morning.
So we're going to melt our butter in a pan on low heat. And once that's melted, we'll mix in our sugar, flour, and cocoa. All right, folks, so I've got SK2 here assisting me with making our chocolate gravy. So you may hear him in the background, but the next thing we're going to do is mix in our sugar, our flour, and our cocoa. So we're just gonna spread that in there. There's our sugar. We're gonna give that a quick whisk. We're going to add in our flour. And we're going to add in our cocoa. And we're going to whisk all this together real quick, and then we're going to add in our milk.
Are you missing it, Daddy?
I'm not missing anything, buddy, I hope. So we're going to slowly mix in our regular milk first.
Are we baking Thomas and Friends minis?
We're not making Thomas and Friends minis. Robbie, let me cook. Oh, this is starting to look finger licking good already.
That's what they did on this YouTube video.
Okay. Alrighty, so this is starting to look delicious already. So once we get our regular milk stirred in, we're going to let it come together for a minute. Then we're going to add in our coconut milk when it comes back up to temperature. The coconut milk has a tendency to separate because obviously it's not a true milk. So the liquid and the whey tend to separate. So we're going to let this come back up to temperature, warm up, and then we're going to add our coconut milk in. So our mixture has warmed up. So now we're going to add in our coconut milk, and you can see it's kind of lumpy and separated, but as it heats through, it'll get back to a more milky consistency. So we're going to mix this in real good, and then we're going to keep stirring this mixture until it thickens up, and then we're going to add it to our biscuits, which are cooking in the oven as we speak.
Is this gravy?
It's not gravy yet, but it's getting close. So you can see the coconut milk is fully absorbed and broken down. And now we're just going to stir it until it thickens up. It's still on a low heat. So you definitely don't want to scorch this and give it a flavor. Oh, biscuits are ready. So as soon as the gravy thickens up a little bit, we'll take you guys to the table and we'll do a taste test for you. So, again, kids ask the best question. SK1 just asked, why don't we just turn up the heat to cook it faster and thicken it up faster? And if you do that, you're more likely to burn it. So, kids ask good questions. You can increase the heat and get it to thicken faster, but you got a better chance of burning it. So, good question, buddy. All right, so this does not happen very often, but you can see for this recipe, the whole Sapper clan is gathered around waiting on this to get done so we can eat. So hopefully we'll be sitting down in a couple of minutes. So our biscuits are ready and our gravy is about ready. So the gravy is sticking to the spatula, so that's the consistency we like it. You can get it a little thicker if you like, but we don't want ours too thick. We want ours to run and drip over the biscuit. So we'll be back in a second. All right, so somebody couldn't wait for theirs. SK2 is already tasting his. And you can see as the gravy cools down, I guess you can see if I pour it, it thickens up even more. So it's basically the same consistency as the sausage gravy. All right, put your plate closer, buddy, so I don't drip everywhere. So, SK2, how is the gravy? Hold on, let it drip.
This is.
Okay, so I'm multitasking cameraman, sous chef, server. Okay. And one thing we also did, because SK2 can be, he says it's delicious, great.
Oh.
So we also got some tea biscuits just in case he didn't like mixing it, but we just put his in a ramekin because he doesn't like to mix his food as much as us. So SK1, what do you think?
It's really good. Restaurant quality.
Okay, how does this compare to that gravy in the bottle, the chocolate in the bottle? So yesterday or the day before, my wife, when I was telling her I planned to cook this, she had the idea to use the gravy that you pour over your ice cream on a biscuit, and she said it was delicious. And I said, let me move this camera.
This biscuit
And I said, my biscuit and gravy will be better. So this is better than the chocolate in the bottle.
Is.
So let me. Oh wow!
Wow.
Shut up.
You should try it on the
You want to open?
on the tea biscuit too.
Oh.
Shut up, biscuit.
Don't say that.
Wow.
You want to open it?
So
Open it.
this is not a diet food by any means, but it's really good.
You need help?
So
That's okay.
Oh no.
That's okay.
wow, it's really
I'm
good.
gonna put some gravy or you're gonna dip it there.
We don't eat this very often.
You dip it there.
It's a treat, and this is the first time we've done it with the coconut milk. But it tastes just as good, if not better, than any of the other chocolate gravy and biscuits I've had.
You like it?
So
Yes.
we're gonna sit down and finish our brunch meal on Memorial Day. Again, we hope you have a happy Memorial Day also. And don't forget those who've fallen in service to our great country. So, anything to add, family?
Robert is eating it for the first time with the gravy.
Okay. SK1, anything to add?
No.
Mrs. SG?
I just want to eat.
Okay, she just wants to eat. I just want to eat too. So, on behalf of Essayons Garden family, we want to say God bless our great country, you wherever you may reside, your garden, your homestead, your allotment, your harvest, and your meals, and especially bless your family to have health, success, and prosperity. And pray for the souls of those fallen in battle and the ones that they left behind. So, this is Rob, the Sapper Gardener, saying take care. Sapper out.